Namaste, everybody, and just wanting to check in with you for this extraordinary weekend of change, of alignments, of what everybody's been talking about, writing about for so long. So, for a lot of people out there, there's a deeper sense of inner peace and also of knowing, yet there's a feeling of at times lost or how to deliver themselves out into the world authentically. Um, this is a collective time of transformation. There's many aspects to that. We're in what we call a year number 4, which is very much about grounding solid foundations. But we have this Saturn-Pluto alignment this weekend, and it doesn't mean everything crash and bangs this weekend, but what it does mean is that, and there's other influences as well, but what it does mean is that there are a lot of much awaited for changes. It's the year now of transformation on the collective vibration. This is changing world order. This is whole societies changing, structures and those institutes. So the financial structures, the governments, corporates, large chains, all of those types of things are going to come under this influence. We've already had some news come through this week, haven't we, of what also this brings is resignations, employment changes, restructuring. And this Saturn Pluto alignment is about the Saturn of feminine energy, and it's about getting governments, etc., restructuring things to do the right thing. And the Pluto energy of it all is to bring this authentic side of power into empowerment. And, that together brings a really powerful transformation. There's going to be massive influence on the banking systems, how we operate, how we deal, exchange and interact with money. And this online banking, not having cash, we've seen everything just stepping up for this alignment. And whilst we look at what are levels of control over us, actually there's a bigger aspect at play here of the whole transformation of really this new world that's being created, how we want to live. We've all wanted to seek some freedom. And as I put on my blog post, if you've not seen it today, just pop onto my website or to my Facebook page. And, just bringing that whilst we have a level of homelessness and famine and such ridiculous balances or unbalanced of financial money in play, it just doesn't sit with us. And we've been calling for this new way to live, this new way to be, and this is what's coming in. The biggest lesson for us as individuals, and now obviously the collective, and many people woke up to this at the end of last year, is we can't keep trying to give our power away to governments, or even blaming them, or even trying to get them to make all these changes. We are now realizing the change is within us. So, as I've always quoted Mahatma Gandhi, be the change we want to see in the world. I just say that tirelessly and endlessly. That he's nailed it. Okay. And don't forget, Mahatma Gandhi was a politician. So, great things can come from this. So, just knowing that we have to be that change. And whether it's climate, whether it's homelessness, whatever it is, we have to make these changes. We have to be that change. And we've also understood that we have the power to be the change. One voice can stand up and have the power. And we've learned those lessons. We just have to now action it and stop really procrastinating and bringing ourselves to leave that to somebody else. It all has to happen with us. We have to make our daily changes in what we're doing and how we're living, be responsible for our actions and what we're doing to the earth, etc. So many things happening on a global scale. We've seen the horrendous fires. We are aware of how we feel about war and also what's happened this last week of pushing those boundaries as well, how governments interact, what we want them to do, what we don't want them to do, where there's harmony, balance, peace. So much is coming into play now, but this weekend we feel it enormously to start to bring down the structure, start to bring down the financial institutions as we know it. Pharmaceuticals have to change, the pharmaceutical companies. And, whilst we have pharmaceutical companies leading the way and charging hospitals and doctors and, caring practices to make people better, then that has to change. The dynamic has to change. So this is all happening now, and the alignments allow it to happen. It's us now stepping up, stepping forward, trusting the journey. Many people at the moment are feeling a financial squeeze, and I don't just mean because it's been Christmas in January, but because the financial aspects are being brought into light from all these alignments at the moment. And what is our relationship with money, and what even is this piece of paper that we all pass around, or we tap into our card machines and pins and chips to these ledgers that are really an illusion. So we are starting to look at what is this, how what is this, how we choose to work and interact. It's such a positive time. And for those of you that are maybe listening to this that are feeling new to this awareness, because we've all been new to this awareness at some point, and some of this may have seemed a bit out there for you, just know that the trust element, it's such a positive change, because not one person is wanting to continue to live this way. Everybody is seeking and wanting freedom, and everybody is wanting to live more authentically, follow their passion, and we're now understanding it's a way that we can live in this world, and it's how we're meant to live in this world. So just know that the universe is sorting it out. It's brought these alignments, and we are all of an awakened consciousness. So that just means we're not conscious of what we're doing, conscious of our actions, who we are, what we are, even if we don't know what that is exactly, or how we're delivering ourselves to the world at the moment, or even how it will be. Uranus energy that goes direct on the 20th, that also brings lots of shocking news, surprising news, changes. For many of you, it won't be a shock so much, because although the universe always has the ability to shock us, because you're aware and open that things have got to change on a dramatic scale, and that we don't want to live this way anymore. So it's refreshing, it's liberating for all of those amazing souls out there working with people in the food banks, the homeless places, charity workers, all of this stuff that we've been doing for many years, all of us in our own way, trying to do that little by little without the backing and the direction of the governments, the financial institutes going that way. It's refreshing to see that all is going to change and shift. It doesn't all change this weekend, but it's certainly in alignment now. And just watch what's already been happening, even these first few days of January. The royal structure's changed. There's so much that's changing. The governments are shifting. People are speaking up, how we work, what we do, how people are interacting now, and voting, not voting. Instead of just thinking we've got a choice of 2 or 3 people, or a handful of people that which we don't agree with any of them, we're now realizing we need to re-establish how we live and bring this freedom. One thing that will be happening for all of you is to reach this freedom is letting go of time. That time between Christmas and New Year, when you don't know what day it is, that's how we should feel all the time. That total flow. We have to turn up, I know, at a certain time of a morning to meet people, to work, to do things, but that's how we need to feel, total freedom, and that's what's coming. Namaste, everybody. Sending much love. Anyone that wants to know any more or follow this, join me in my awakened inner circle that I am with and in, and delivering sessions fortnightly. Thank you.